Hello, Cancer. We are here with your reading for August. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. All right, if you had been waiting for news, especially of the legal or contractual variety, it looks like that information is going to be coming through. Seeing you slowing down here. This can be a time of recovery, wanting to restabilize even. Okay, Cancer. There's a focus on keeping something closed. Because right now, I'm seeing you in a spot where you may have just been through something that was very, rough, difficult, challenging, and there's this part of you that may be feeling kind of, numb to everything only because of how intense it is. So right now is going to be really important for you to sort of cocoon. I'm also seeing, though, that if this situation that has come to an end, you're sort of separated from, your guides are saying don't be looking into anything. Say, let's just use an example. Say that you just went through a breakup with somebody. Your shadow may be popping up and being let's look at their social media, something like that. But I'm seeing your guides be don't do it. Don't bring yourself back into it, because right now is supposed to be your cocoon phase. So whatever this is that you just went through recently that's been challenging, it doesn't just have to be like that, right? It can be maybe somebody that you're no longer speaking with because you need time for yourself right now. So it's don't bring them up to your friend that you guys mutually know one another, you know, don't be asking about this other person. If somebody's coming to you, try to talk about them, say hey, I don't want to have this conversation now, stuff like that. Keeping yourself separated, because right now is about focusing on you. Yeah, don't get involved in something that you're just doing out of boredom or just because you feel numb or whatever. I'm seeing a grill here. Because there can be this part of you that's feeling kind of down. And within you, I don't know if this is somebody around you or this is you, but there can be somebody around you that is asking you questions, but not doing so in a way that's going to be supportive and helpful for you. Or this can just be your shadow wanting to get involved in something that's not going to be supportive and helpful for you. Let's keep going though. Your intuition is going to tell you whether or not something is, whether something is on, whether something is off. But this does look like a lot about recovery here, and also being mindful of what you're exposing yourself to, conversations that you're having, what you're looking up, what you're looking into. I'm seeing an outfit. It's like a pea green color. Something specific about this green color. It's almost yellowish green. Ooh, going through a big change. Okay, so I'm hearing striking. This thing, this is going to lead you to a very big, new, bright chapter that's going to feel super exciting. But right now, it's kind of like that winter where everything is closing down, dying off fully. That's also why your guides are saying don't be backtracking. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you the advice. But your free will determines what you end up doing. Things have come to an end on purpose. It was not a mistake. It was meant to be finished. You're not meant to be going backwards into it. There can be a part of you that feels tempted to be focusing your attention or getting more information, sort of trying to squeeze stuff out of this situation that's already just meant to, this has been done. It's over. You're not meant to be going backwards into this. Your shadow may be curious and like, I want to know what's going on here. I want to like stick my nose in this, or like check this person's Instagram from my friend's account, you know, stuff like that. You don't want to be doing it. Leave it alone. And you would know that it's your shadow doing it too. Like, if you wouldn't want everybody to know that you're doing this, don't do it. All right. I'm seeing the sun and I'm seeing the death card, which means that you are going through a major, major change within your life. And this is going to lead to a very new beginning for you, where the slate is going to be wiped clean. There may be somebody that you're purposely not speaking with, or something that you're purposely not saying, because something that you're purposely not saying. I'm seeing Aries on the bottom of the deck. Okay. I feel like so many things just happened. Give me a sec. Okay, so there's a very big renewal that's happening. I'm looking at the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups here, and some sort of relationship. So there's a very big change that is happening, and something is coming here together. Before we talk about this being about you and another person, this means that you focusing on the very big transformation currently that you are moving through, this like personal evolution of yours, this is something that's going to bring about a marriage that is going to integrate both your air energy and your water energy, which puts you in a place where you're going to be calling things out, especially when it comes to how you're feeling, and feeling even protective of yourself emotionally, and speaking about your feelings when you feel like it's appropriate and time to be bringing those things up, and integrating these energies of the air and the water. So that means I know where I stand psychologically, I know where I stand mentally, and I'm also checking in emotionally, and I'm also willing to have conversations about those things, especially understanding that myself, and then being able to communicate with people how it is that I'm feeling, or with a particular person how it is that I'm feeling. Also, too, I'm seeing, like, as you're recovering your energy, it's going to come to light why this thing needed to come to an end, why it was meant to, and to be able to like leave something behind entirely. But with the death card, I'm even seeing this part of you that may feel a bit resistant. It can be this part of you that's like, I don't want things to change, but I'm getting that it's necessary only because there's something here that maybe you're just going to go through it and you don't want to talk about it, actually. And maybe that's also to protect yourself emotionally too, because I'm seeing a little rabbit hole that you don't want to go down, to sort of just protect what it is that's happening right now. Let's say this. Because you're still adjusting to something that may feel like a bit of a, at times even violent process, like the death card can feel like that, where things feel kind of severe in the way that they come about. Like a very strange and difficult transformation that one would go through. But especially with the death card, it can indicate there being like an intensity to it, and the intensity of going through an evolution, psychologically speaking, which would mean sort of needing to be cracked open in a way to blossom through this. And because you're going through a very like intense clearing cycle right now, that's allowing something else to be birthed through you, you may not want to be sharing this necessarily at this point. There's something here about wanting to be very, very mindful of how it is that you're using your voice. Because there may be a part of you emotionally that has not healed yet, that is sort of coming up. This can also be somebody around you as well. But there's this part of you that may want to be voiced in a more like active or public or even aggressive way, that you may not want to take the opportunity to do that because you feel like it comes from a shadow space emotionally. And you may want to be mindful even of like who's observing you doing that. It's kind of like this. Say you feel like you got burned within a situation. You want to be mindful of what you're saying about it and also how public it is, whatever it is that you're saying. Because there may be this part of you, which I'm seeing be connected with your feminine energy, that may feel a type of way about something. Again, or this can be somebody around you. But this feels more like your energy, but it's like your shadow feminine water energy, which all of us have water energy. All of us have feminine water energy. All of us have masculine water energy. Feminine water energy, especially when it's in its shadow, it can be like kind of spiteful, vengeful, holding on to things, being aggressive, passive aggressive, feeling a type of way, not taking responsibility for one's emotions, projecting onto other people, typecasting people, making like general statements, stuff like that, where you have like one difficult experience and then you write off that whole like type of person, you know, stuff like that, which is like an overgeneralization, and just focusing on everywhere outside of yourself rather than internally. Anyway, for some of you, you just want to be mindful of how you're using your voice, and yeah, just being deliberate with what you're communicating, especially what you could be communicating verbally that's going on internally, but maybe coming from a shadow space of you can actually do that work yourself rather than needing to broadcast that, if that's what's going on. So it's just being mindful of how you're using your voice, your platforms, if you have them, stuff like that. Because I'm just seeing something about somebody observing this. I don't know who this person is, but it almost is like if you act up, it's going to be observed. So you just want to be mindful of what it is actually that you're saying. Because people may actually be quite curious about what it is that you're going through. And you have the opportunity, like, whether or not you say certain things. And this can also be, like, when people are asking you questions, too, about what's been going on. Like, you get to choose how you represent yourself and also the situation if you choose to have dialogue about it. You also want to be mindful of how this may affect, like, your future as well, you know. You want to make sure that you're not doing things now that are going to end up holding you back later on, you know, like you don't want to do something being reactive emotionally and then later on down the line having that deter something from happening that you actually would want to happen. Waiting, investing. I'm seeing there's going to be like information that comes through that's connected with something that you want. But I was also seeing the 5 of Pentacles. So this can be a part of you that's sort of, I don't know, struggling a little bit with the current situation that you're in. I feel like this is all over the place. I do keep seeing the Emperor. Emperor is represented by Aries. It represents Aries. Okay. Remember too, this can also be the person that you're dealing with as well. Just depends on the placements within their chart. But yeah, you could be on the other side of this for some of you. Role confusion. King of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. This can be feeling unsure of purpose, unsure of duties, maybe unsure of how you feel, who you want to be around. Who you want to start something with. You could feel like a little bit directionless, but I'm seeing that it's kind of like you're off track right now, but you're going to be getting on track. I'm seeing Pisces here. There's something that you're going to be getting into, but I'm seeing it be hidden for now. It looks too like there may be somebody that you're going to be connecting. So you're going to be connecting with somebody that's part of this new path that you're going to be going down. But I'm not seeing there be more information after that. It kind of like cuts off at that point. It can be like this too. There's something within your life that you feel unsure about, and you like happen to go get lunch with one of your friends, and then it becomes very clear like where you're trying to go, or like they bring up an idea to you, or they're like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And there's something here about you getting on track through that. It can be somebody that you connect with, somebody that you socialize with, somebody that you see as playing a supportive role for you within your life. And they can like give you some sort of idea or be inviting you to walk with them. I'm seeing something that would be, I'm hearing creatively sprung. It even seems like there's a recognition here that something may have not been in alignment that you thought was in alignment, but then I'm seeing you realize, but whatever this thing is that you're going to migrate from, it wasn't completely obvious. There was even something, it's almost like something that you weren't meant to see until a certain point in time. So it almost feels like it was hidden from you. But then the veil is going to be lifted and you're going to be able to continue. It even seems like you were meant to stay in a certain spot, which may have been a bit confusing, but something about the timing that sort of kept you. Because I'm seeing even something happening within a vacuum, within like an enclosed space. And you had been trying to figure something out here. This can be related to like job, career, or like roles. But I'm seeing there be some sort of confusion about this. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? What do I even want to be doing? You could have like a lot of options as far as where you want to go. And then there's somebody that you end up connecting with that's like, hey, do you want to like walk down this path with me? And this can definitely be related to your career or related to a role that you want to play. But I'm seeing things, it's just this thing that's being presented to you, like this path that's being presented, and then whatever happens after that, I'm not seeing anything. So it's like you're only allowed to see up until this point, and then you can't see beyond that. So if you're feeling like there's confusion that you're in, there's a person or a setting that you're going to be connecting with that's going to give you the idea of, oh, that's the path that I'm going to go down. So something gets, it goes from being a lot to being one thing that you're going to be doing. So it could go from a lot of like confusion or even options of like a catalog that you're looking through, and then you find that one thing that you're going to be continuing with. And this may make it more obvious to you, too, because you find this thing, something is going to make so much sense that may not be making sense now. I'm hearing something about corresponding. You could have been doing something that it wasn't clear, like whether it was a red light or a green light, and it was kind of yellow. And then I'm seeing like something's going to influence you within the environment that is going to be very, very obvious that that's the direction that you're meant to be walking in. And it makes it like clarifies basically this whole situation for you. So if things about this feel unclear, it's not going to be feeling unclear like once this particular thing happens. But it's hard to even describe that when you're not at that point yet. Because it's just going to be stuff that you don't really know what to put it, because there's like a lack of context because you're not there yet. So there's only like so much that can be said about it. But yeah. Looking at Pisces and Venus here. Definitely something creatively inspired for sure. This is going to also like clarify something about like your mission and your path, things of that nature. All right, Cancer, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.